Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a long overdue video that I was supposed to do last year, but I never got around to it. I will link the video down below that's related to this video I'm filming now. So last year, during a Spring of Bloomingdale's beauty event, I won a Chanel gift basket in a raffle that was worth over $300. And basically when I did the math, this was $312. And what I'm gonna do is I said I was going to film a look using all of these products, which is what I'm gonna do today. I'm gonna use fillers because this gift basket does not have a eyeshadow quad and it does not have a highlighter. So there's also no setting powder, so we're gonna have to improvise a little bit. There is foundation, so let's get started. I have not used any of these products except for the foundation, and I will talk you through it. Anyways, let's get started. So the first thing I want to let you know was I have already prepped and primed my face. Pretty much what I just started using was the Tatcha, the Silk Canvas primer. I mean, the packaging is gorgeous. You get 0.7 ounces of this stuff. It smells delicious, and it comes with like this little like coin thing where you can scrape the product out a little bit. Definitely goes a long way, but literally this is just like the second day I started using this product, so I really don't have a complete opinion about it yet, and it is pretty pricey. So I'm gonna remove the plastic that was on box, and let me go ahead and dig into the first product. The first product, I can't speak as usual. The Chanel Vita Lumiere Aqua foundation, and this has a broad spectrum SPF of 15, and this is the color 30 Beige. You get 1 fluid ounces, and this retails for $50. So on the box, when you open it, the little tab tells you that you have to shake the foundation before using it. The bottle is a plastic bottle that's painted so you can't see the liquid inside, and it's just a shiny bottle, as opposed to the Velvet formula, which is the same bottle but it's all matte and black with white writing on it. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this with my beauty blender. All right, so this is a red beauty blender that I have already wet and squeezed out the water. The reason I'm mentioning that in my video is because when these things first came out, I was the only moron that didn't know that you had to wet these things and squeeze out the water, because I didn't wear liquid foundation, anything. It was strictly powder because I have oily skin. So I'm opening the bottle. Ooh, it's oozing out a little bit because I squeezed it as I was opening it. Let me just clean it up a little bit. All right, so I'm just gonna apply 1, 2, 3 drops. I think that should be enough for 1/2 of my face. And then I'm just gonna bounce the formula on my face. This is not a new product for me. I actually started using this foundation because when I started to use retinol cream, if you guys haven't watched my review on the Drunk Elephant A Passioni retinol cream, I'll link it down below in case you guys are interested. I almost burned my face off because I wasn't using it right. and my skin got significantly dry during that time, and this was the only foundation I had that was it wasn't matte, and it wasn't like, you know, drying. It had like a nice balanced moisture to it. And so that's how I ended up pulling this out. 1, 2, 3. So just 3 drops. Let me close the bottle. I don't want it spilling everywhere. Now, out of all the, not all of them, because there's another one that's very low coverage as well, but out of the Chanel Ultra Latent, the Chanel Ultra Latent Velvet, and the Vita Aqua Lumiere, this one has the lightest coverage. So if you are a person that does not like heavy foundation, you are really gonna like this formula. It provides you with minimal coverage where pretty much it kind of just evens out your skin tone. You could still see your skin underneath. It just gives you a pretty, like, flawless look. Honestly, I don't know why my face is showing up so white on camera. I don't know. All right. This foundation oxidizes just a little bit, like a smidgen. But that's all right. It's okay. All right, so I really bounced that in with my beauty blender. You can apply this with your fingers. You don't have to use a beauty blender. I just like using a beauty blender just because I don't like using my fingers. And then I gotta wash them in order to be able to use the rest of my makeup. All right, because there's no setting powder in this basket, I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with my Too Faced Peach Perfect mattifying loose setting powder that is infused with peach and sweet fig cream. I almost dropped it. I love it. I love it. I may not even cut that out. I may just leave it in the video so you guys can see me fumble with all these products. So I'm just gonna tap out a little bit, and then I'm gonna go in with a Bare Minerals Flawless face brush, and I'm just gonna put a little bit on my brush. You can totally skip this step. If you are somebody who has dry skin, you don't need a setting powder. But I don't have dry skin, so I need this powder. This foundation I truly like, because since I've been using retinol cream, as I was mentioning before, my skin has gotten a bit drier, and my skin is really liking this foundation. And I love how light it is, because when my skin is behaving and I have no acne or any sort of flare-ups, I love using this foundation because I like showing off, like, just the natural. You guys know I like that natural, as natural as I can possibly get with makeup, right? Because, I mean, we don't wake up like this. And I really just work this in little by little. Why? Because this foundation, since it's not matte, it doesn't completely dry down. There is this slight moisture aspect to it. And so I have to work it in little by little. Otherwise, you kind of get the brush a little bit like wet, and then it messes with the setting powder. So I know this step may seem a little bit long to you guys on camera, which I do take a little bit longer on camera because the viewfinder is a little bit far from me and I can't move it closer because it's actually attached to the camera. So I gotta work with what I got, you know? But anyway, you just kind of dust your setting powder all over your face. And then there is a La Beige Healthy Glow Luminous Color Powder in medium. I'm gonna open this because I have a feeling that this is gonna be the bronzer. This retails for $58, if I am not mistaken. So when you open it, you have this white little brush with the plastic it always comes with, and then this is the powder. So this for me is definitely a bronzing powder. That is way too dark for my skin, so that's gonna be exactly how I'm gonna apply it. I'm gonna grab my ColourPop F13 brush, which is usually the brush I use for bronzing. And we are gonna apply a little bit of this on the cheeks. You guys know I like a very subtle bronzing powder. To the edges of my face. And this is not a new product for me. I have used this product before. I just used the limited edition one that had the Chanel signature on it. That came out last year during the La Beige's launch. I think it was in the summer. So I've used this powder before. You guys know I love it because it gives you that nice subtle bronzed look. Okay, I think I'm gonna stop because, well, let me apply a little bit on this side. All right, I think that's good. By the way, I want to just quickly address everything that's happening in the world. Things are getting a little bit crazy. Oh, it also comes with a little velvet pouch that all of the Chanel stuff comes with. But I thought this video would be a nice little distraction for everyone. So let's have a little bit of fun. All right, the next product in here is a blush in color number 2, Rose Bronze. Comes in the typical Chanel packaging. Retails for $45. Let's go ahead and open this guy. And then inside we have that little velvet pouch it comes with. And then you have the typical Chanel packaging. Comes with like this little plastic. And then here is the color of the blush. It's a pretty pink. It's not matte. It does have a slight luminosity to it. We'll see how this is gonna work because you guys know I don't like illuminating blushes. I'm gonna use one of my Real Techniques blush brush, which is now the 400 brush. It's the name on the brush right now. Guess they're putting numbers on them now. Now, one thing that I have learned, this is not the first time I've used the Chanel blush. The Chanel blushes are very pigmented, so you should go in with a very light hand. And I'm just gonna lightly pat that on my cheeks. Gonna do the same thing to the other side. So that gives me a nice little rosy glow. It's very slight, very subtle. And as I'm applying it, I'm trying to see if it catches the light. So I can't really see a shimmer in it. Although when I'm looking at it in the pan, I don't know if it's like an overspray. All right, so it's definitely not matte, I will tell you that, but I think that the tiny, almost invisible micro glitters or shimmers or sparkles or whatever that's in there you can't actually see it transferring onto my cheeks. It is a very subtle wash of color that I gave myself, but this is definitely buildable. They are super pigmented. Chanel blushes, I learned that the hard way, as usual. All right, the next product in here, okay, we don't have a highlight. So what I'm gonna do is, for the sake of this video, I did have a Chanel highlight. This is the only Chanel highlighting powder that I have. This is, again, I dropped something else, the little brush it comes with. So you guys know, if you guys have been following me, you guys know I've been using this highlighting powder that has a camellia embossed in it. This came out in 2017 during a Black Friday special. I'm gonna use a setting brush from Real Techniques, and this is number 402. And I'm gonna use a little bit of this powder to lightly tap a little bit on the temples and my cheekbones. I have very tiny cheekbones. Like, there's really not a lot of area for me to apply highlight, but this is kind of a really bright highlight, so I really have to go in with a light hand because it's really sparkly. All right, now the next product we're gonna move on to is their brow palette. And what color is this in? 40 Natural. Let's hope that this matches my skin tone, because this was a gift basket, so whatever you got was what you got. You couldn't exchange it if it didn't match like your skin color or anything. All right, so this palette, really quickly, I just want to show you, comes obviously with a little suede bag, but you get 2 colors. You get a tiny pair of Chanel tweezers, and then you get 2 brushes. You get a tiny Chanel spoolie. Is this a spoolie? No, I pulled out the wrong thing. You get a tiny little Chanel spoolie, and you get a tiny little Chanel angled brush. And then when you remove this plastic, you have the compartments of these products, top and bottom. I'm not gonna lie, I have never used, I've been using the Chanel gel thing for the brows. I've never used powder on my brows, so I'm not entirely sure how this is gonna work out. This could most definitely be a disaster. And this brush is really hard, so I'm not exactly sure what it is that I'm supposed to be doing with this guy, but we're gonna try it. I'm gonna dip into the lightest color because this color scares me. It's really dark, and I feel like if I mess up with that, there's no going back. I know that my friend Maria is watching this video, and right now she's laughing really hard. So my friend Maria is missing part of her eyebrow. She is the eyebrow queen. Like, she has to do her eyebrows every day, and I have no idea what I'm doing right now. So I'm just gonna kind of dot this in, because I don't do anything to my brows. I don't pluck them, I don't get them done. I'm the worst. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what this brush is for, because it's really hard and it's kind of painful to use, even though I'm dotting the product in. Oh, okay, I see what's happening here. So when you dot it in, you're kind of just like filling your brows, but with powder instead of the gel. Which technically I can see how this makes sense if you have light eyebrows, because you have more control and you can really just fill in the areas you want. But this is gonna take me a while. I can already see this happening. Wow. Okay. You know what, guys? All of you who have to do your brows, I take my hat off to you guys, because this takes forever. And I feel like you have to have a really good hand, because otherwise you could be left with one eyebrow that's like chuequito, you know, and forever, all day, you may have this one brow that looks like this or like this. It's detrimental to your look. And honestly, I think like eyebrows are so important, because if you do them wrong, it really could determine the rest of your day. You already know, if you have that one eyebrow that didn't come out right, that's it. Like, your day, it's not gonna be a good day. It's not gonna be a good day. Because the whole time you're worried if other people are looking at your brow, at that one brow you didn't get right. All right, so I'm kind of just using the powders. I'm mixing them. It is my color. I'm just mixing them just to fill in the front part of my brows. I am not defining them, because I have a lot of hair. I'm gonna go in with the spoolie and I'm just gonna comb them up. I comb them up at an angle. And then I just comb them down from top to bottom. I kind of just slide the spoolie. Let me do this one again. I just slide the spoolie. Okay, I've already primed my eyelids with the Urban Decay primer. And because this set didn't bring a eyeshadow quad, I'm just gonna use my Bare Minerals natural palette, and I'm gonna go in with just two colors, Debutante and Val. Just these two shades right here. This is just a soft pink, and this is like a very like soft gray mauve color. I'm gonna use my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush to apply the base color, and this is number 300. I'm gonna just go in with a light hand. And I'm gonna apply this wash of color all over the lid. And I'm taking it up to the brow, but trying not to disturb what I just did to it. Which, now thinking about it, I should have just applied my eyeshadow first. That would have been the smart thing to do. Alright. Now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna go into that gray mauve color. This is a satin pink shade, and this is a matte like gray mauve tone. And I'm gonna go in with a Bare Minerals soft focus eyeshadow brush for my crease. Lightly dip that in there. I have tiny little hair in there. And I'm gonna lightly just swipe this into my crease. Like I said, I'm doing a very natural look, and you'll see why in a minute. There's two lipsticks in this palette, and one of them is kind of bright. So I kind of want to do, I wanted to do a look that would match with both colors, which is sometimes not the easiest thing to do. All right, so So very light crease color. I'm gonna use that same brush that I used to apply the base color, and I'm gonna go into Pacific Sand, which is a matte shade right here. And that's the color that I use to highlight my brow bone. But you see, I'm gonna go in with a light hand because again, I don't wanna disturb what I just did to my brows. All right, that's good enough. Next thing in here is a black waterproof eyeliner. And it's just a typical Chanel packaging. Now I'm gonna go ahead and apply the eyeliner and my mascara off camera, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I applied the eyeliner just on my top lashes, and I didn't drag it all the way in. I'm gonna get closer to the camera. I kind of just stopped right here on the eye just to give it a softer look. And then I went in with my Chanel La Base mascara primer. This is just a little sample that I've been using. And I went in with my Chanel number 10 black mascara, and I just applied that to the top lashes. I didn't do the bottom lashes. Now let's move on to lipsticks. So there are two lipsticks in this box. The first one is a Rouge Allure Velvet lipstick in number 62 Libre. It comes in this beautiful shiny Chanel packaging with the gold accent top. This is a metal casing, kind of weighs a little bit. And then this is the lipstick. This is one of my favorite Chanel shades. I truly love it. If you can't find it on the Chanel website, I encourage you to try Neiman Marcus, Nordstrom, Bloomingdale's, Macy's, all of your department stores. So I'm gonna start off with the nude color first, just because it's gonna be easier to apply the brighter shade afterwards than trying to do it backwards. I already have this color, so this is just a bonus. I now have two of the same lipstick, which I'm okay with because this is, like I said, one of my favorite colors. So although this formula uses the word velvet, which is kind of insinuating it's a bit more on the matte side, it's actually really creamy. This is definitely a satin finish lipstick for sure. It is so nice on the lips. You get a nice even tone. And honestly, you can wear this color any time of the year, which is basically how I wear it. This is one of my favorite shades. This one and Angelique, I think it's called, is another one of my favorite shades. I wear with everything. So this is the color. And this is kind of like the final look. Very subtle, very Chanel. These are my brows. Like, you can tell I only filled in the front part because there's a lot of hair happening on the rest. And so if I try to put color, or I try to take an eyeliner to those sections, I just start looking like Chewbacca. So I'm not gonna do that to myself. The next color in the box is a Rouge Coco lipstick in number 452 Emmeline. And this is a bright pink fuchsia lipstick. Now you understand why I did this very subtle eye look. This is supposed to be a hydrating lipstick, so I'm not sure that this lipstick is gonna be super pigmented. We're about to find out. The packaging on this is a metal casing with the black and gold typical Chanel packaging, and you have the white C's on the top and just the color information on the bottom. It does weigh a bit and it is kind of bulky. Definitely it's a much thicker than this lipstick case, and by not a lot, but actually I'm actually holding them together, and this is like a smidgen thicker, which is why it feels weird on my hand. Let's get to this. This color scares me. I don't typically wear fuchsia on my lips. All right, so right off the bat, this lipstick is really hydrating. It's very creamy. It has a pearlescent finish. It's definitely a fuchsia color. Very bright fuchsia. This is not something that I would typically wear. But you need to spice up your life every now and then. So basically, the Rouge Cocoa formula are just pigmented lipsticks, and I want to show you the bullet for a second because I want you to see. Look at that shine. It's very creamy. I'm gonna get close up to the camera. It leaves a very shiny finish to the lips. It's comfortable. It has no taste, which I tend to find with hydrating lipsticks. They always have a taste, if you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't taste anything with this lipstick. It feels comfortable on the lips. It does have that like pearlescent sheen. You can see the camera's picking it up a little bit. So although this is not a color that I would normally wear, I like it. I mean, I would only be able to wear this lipstick obviously with more subtle looks because it's so bright, but I think it's nice for the summer. I have a lot of Lily Pulitzer dresses that kind of have this sort of like print and stuff, and so this lipstick would be really nice with this kind of summery, beachy look. I see what they did here when they picked out the items for the box. So to conclude this video, all the items that were in the box were a total of $312 if you were to have purchased them all separately. And if I had to pick, my favorite items from the box are definitely the Vita Lumiere Aqua foundation. If you haven't tried this foundation, I highly encourage you to try it. If you're looking for a very natural look. If you have oily skin, like I feel like if you have combination skin, you can get away with wearing this foundation and it'll be fine. But if you have oily skin like I do, although my face has dried up a lot because I have been wearing retinol creams, I still use a setting mattifying powder, and that just takes care of the problem. I still get a little bit oily, you know, but it's a normal kind of oily. It's a healthy, espérate, let me do it right, dewy glow. Very slight, because ain't nobody got time to be looking like a grease ball. So definitely this is my #1 favorite product in the whole basket. My second favorite product is gonna be that Rouge Allure Velvet Lipstick in Libre number 62. Guys, this is like one of my favorite shades. I really, really love it. And I know on the bullet it looks light and it kind of looks a little bit dark on the lips, but it's really not that dark. Truly, it's not. And I really did, where is it? I really did like the blush actually, because although it looked like it had some sort of sheen or shine, I don't know, that's exactly what it looks like. It has like a sheen to it, but it doesn't show up on my skin, which I'm okay with. Where is that blush? No, I even got the wrong box. It's this box. Let me take it out. I don't have this color. I really have only used Golden Sun, which is my favorite shade, but this is called Rose Bronze. And so it's kind of like a deeper pink, which complements my skin tone, where it's a bit on the warmer side. And it just gives that nice little rosy wash to the cheeks. I really like the brow product because they got the job done. The colors were pigmented, but I know that it's a step that's gonna take me longer to do in the morning versus just using my gel spoolie and getting it over with. But I'm not complaining because I won this box for free. I really do love their La Beige's Healthy Glow Luminous powder. I actually use these powders as bronzers. They are one of the most beautiful, subtle bronzers I have seen. But you guys know I love that Charlotte Tilbury light bronzer. So those are my two favorite if I had to pick bronzers. I also like the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzers, but with that, those bronzers are much deeper, even the lighter ones, so I have to be a bit more careful. And with this, I kind of don't have to think. It's just 1, 2, 3, out the door. Anyways, that completes this video. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time. Bye.